Welcome to Bilingual Investing, breaking investing barriers. Jay here with you guys today, bringing you guys another educational video, guys, with presentation, everything. Don't forget, look, make sure you have a piece of paper, make sure you have a pen, pencil. This is free educational videos for you guys. Back when we were in school, when we were in college, that should be the approach of these videos. Just free educational content with regards to cryptocurrency for you guys to learn, guys. That's the objective of my channel with this playlist here. So, let's get to it. Central bank digital currency, CBDCs. That's today's educational video theme. So we're going to discuss CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, control and centralization, and then Bitcoin over CBDCs. But before we get into it, don't forget, guys, again, we have this channel. If you like this video, it helps the algorithm. It helps other people like you guys to find this channel so that they can get educated as well. Don't forget to click the notification bell to stay tuned for a fresh off the press content, guys. So moving forward, central bank digital currency, CBDCs, are digital tokens similar to cryptocurrency issued by a central bank. They are pegged to the value of that country's fiat currency. Okay, many countries are developing CBDCs, and some have already even implemented them in some sort of capacity. Because so many countries are researching ways to transition to digital currencies, it's important to understand what they are and what they mean for society. Okay, so in order for us to be ahead of the game, we have to make sure we educate ourselves. So some key takeaways. Again, a central bank digital currency is the digital form of a country's fiat currency. Okay, so very briefly here, we have a $1 here, $1. Okay, this is a country's fiat currency. Okay, it represents, the country's currency right here, right? So they want to digitize this, or they want to make this physical paper dollar into digital currency. And that's where CBDCs comes into play. Or come into play. A CBDC is issued and regulated by a nation's monetary authority or central bank, just the same as this paper currency as well. CBDCs promote financial inclusion and simplify the implementation of monetary and fiscal policy as a centralized form of currency, though they may not anonymize transactions as some cryptocurrencies do. So many countries are exploring how CBDCs will affect their economies, existing financial networks, and stability, guys. So very briefly, we come here over to the Federal Reserves, the U.S. Federal Reserve, the Board of Governors, Federal Reserve System here. They have their website. So here we can see, while the Federal Reserve has made no decisions on whether to pursue or implement a CBDC, as they say, we have been exploring the potential benefits and risks of CBDCs from a variety of angles, including through technological research and experimentation. So, they believe this year that they want to release a pilot program. And even though they say they haven't made no official, decision, they're actually heavily looking into this. And this is the way that they'll most likely, head towards. So it's important for us to actually be ahead of the game. Control and centralization. Centralized entities want to control the masses via taxation and centralized monetary policies that only benefit the few that want to have power and influence over others. Greed is the root of all evil, as they say. The centralization of currency can be basically interpreted as, legal slavery per se. And again, this is all, my opinion in a sense after, analyzing, the purpose of why they would create something like that. But again, they want to centralize everything, control even the most minimal aspects of life, guys. In essence, most humans are slaves to currency. They are. We are, in essence. We're slaves to this currency. Why? Because it buys our food, it pays our bills, it gets us what we want, and things of that nature. So, that's why we wake up every day. Some of us have 9-to-5 jobs, other of us have businesses, things of that nature. Other of us, invest it so that we can grow it and things of that nature. So in a way, the word slave is a strong word, but, in this case is what it represents, where this is what most humans, in essence, live for, unfortunately, because we all need it, we all want it. So, it is what it is. So then it comes down to controlling the currency via the enforcement of centralized and money-hungry monetary policies while overprinting such currencies to the ground with an endless supply. So that's the key. here that the central banks, the Federal Reserves, not just of the US, but the one in Europe and the UK and Japan, and all the countries over the world, they basically control the supply. So, they can overprint this paper, this currency. And when they do, then, there's more of it out there. So when there's more of something, in the world, usually, here, as we say here, it causes a lack of purchasing power for those that have to actually do, hard work to obtain, the currency. So, the rest is history. In what sense? Well, here, Henry Kissinger basically said, who controls the food supply controls the people. So politicians, usually, want to control food prices, things of that nature, so that, they could keep people happy in a sense. Then who controls the energy can control whole continents, okay? So, Europe and their energy crisis, there's a lot of, a lot of countries in their continents that, need energy. So whoever controls oil and things of that nature, those type of commodities related to energy, they control, continents per se. But who controls the money, or in this case, again, currency? Whoever controls the currency, can control the world essentially. So this is what, Kissinger said. I agree with him in a sense where, CBDCs are, a plot to control the masses and to just have centralization, in our world. And that's why I'm a big believer in Bitcoin and, decentralization, per se. Here's a little bit more evidence where we have the M2 money supply from the Federal Reserve. We see that we had $15 trillion here. And when COVID happened, it was a catalyst, but, they used that to print in excess of $6 to $7 trillion in just, 2 years, give or take, a month or two here. So, in 2 years, in excess of 6 to 7 trillion, when 15 was the max for, hundreds and hundreds of years. If you go back on this chart, just that excess printing, removes the purchasing power again from the currency. And we need to be smart and make sure that, we keep our actual money safe, as we're going to discuss in the next slide. So, but before we do so, don't forget, guys, follow us on Twitter. Great content on over there. And also link in the description below, access to, our free educational playlist of cryptocurrency educational videos with presentations such as this one. Don't forget, pen and paper right here. We're going back to school, guys. So, that's what we're here for, to make sure that we provide you guys with the tools, the resources, the education, that you are seeking to maximize, your investment knowledge. So, Bitcoin beats CBDCs any day of the week. It's not even fair, guys, in my humble opinion. CBDCs just have no chance. It's sad to know the truth, the reality that, but also to know that the masses are uninformed, most people, uneducated, and will basically end up negatively paying for it in the long run. CBDCs are centralized, okay? They promote the lack of freedom and the abundance of centralized control over others while providing you, the individual, essentially no control over your actual money, as you won't have any. Essentially, you only have access to currency, which they will print and control for you. So what do I mean? You won't have real tangible money. We do see here, this is what, a 1 ounce silver coin here. We can see this is tangible physical money. Limited supply. Has been money for thousands and thousands of years. This is actual money, where this does not have a limited supply. Okay, it's centralized. They control how much exists out there and how much they want to print. So you must understand those differences so that you can get ahead of the game. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is decentralized. It has a limited supply, promotes freedom, and provides you self-control over your actual money. And as well as Bitcoin, precious metals do the same as well. I mentioned silver. So, and not an overprinted currency with fading purchasing power. Don't fall for it. Stay woke. And hands down, BTC is the easy choice, and it's not even close, guys. As we can see here again, silver, as I mentioned, tangible, real money, not currency in a say where unlimited supply, okay? Unlimited supply. They can control it. Centralized. This is decentralized in the sense that you can hold it yourself. And here, as we can see, Bitcoin as well. Limited supply here, 21 million. Not, that's the amount that exists. It will never change in that sense. So, we need to make sure that we protect our, the value of our money in hard assets such as precious metals, gold, silver, and Bitcoin per se, guys. So again, thank you so much, for the support, for actually sticking through if you're at this point of the video. You know, don't forget to check our website. You know, right here, a lot of great investment tools and resources for you guys. Link in the description below. Also, don't forget our social networks, mentioned our Twitter. You guys can follow over on there. This content is not official financial advice. It was created exclusively for educational purposes only. Guys, thank you so much for your time and attention. Hope you guys have a good one.